Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Headlocks and Hot Packs. It is time for our midweek tradition, way back Wednesday. We're going to be heading back into our binders to check out a set today, and we're going to be looking at some more basketball cards, a basketball set today. So we'll go ahead and pan down. And today we're going to be taking a look at the 1990 Star Pics set. You can see there includes Gary Payton, David Robinson, Tony Kukoc, and Dee Brown. Pretty small set, only 70 cards. And your most valuable cards in this set are indeed the Gary Payton, David Robinson, and Tony Kukoc. Every other card is pretty much about the same value as a common. You can get between 10 to 15, maybe even 5 cents a piece. But here is a look at our first page here. Let's scroll down a little bit more. There we go. And as you can see, we will be starting off the set with a checklist here, followed by a flashback up at the top here. That's David Robinson. And this is a flashback because, of course, he was drafted number 1 overall in 1987 and skipped a couple of years as he was a member of the Navy. And you can see some other stars of the early 90s here. Of course, we got Dennis Scott on the bottom right. He was a good role player for the Orlando Magic for a number of years. Up top here, we've got Antonio Davis. Had some good years with the Indiana Pacers. His rookie card is, of course, 1993-94. And then we got Dee Brown. Celtics fans definitely will remember him. Most known for winning the dunk contest. Here's a look at the back of the cards. You can see we have accomplishments, strengths, and weaknesses. And the usual stats here, such as position, school. Actually put the major of each player. Nickname, Delightful. Never heard that nickname for Dee Brown. Here's a look at the next page. Danny Ferry up at the top left there. Another player that would be drafted number 1 overall and not play the same year that he was drafted, as he actually would go over to Europe for a year. I'd like to see some other names here that you may recognize, such as Bo Kimball, the Clippers there. Anthony Bonner was a New York Knick. Page 3 here, the Vanderbilt team card in the top middle. And there's the Gary Payton. Let's go ahead and pull that one out of there. Of course, he was a Oregon State Beaver before making his way to the Seattle Supersonics. Arguably the best defensive point guard in NBA history. Of course, his nickname was the Glove. Here's some more names. You got Bimbo Coles, Scott Williams from UNC. Go on to play for the Chicago Bulls. Cedric Ceballos, member of the Phoenix Suns there. Some more names here. Some that people probably aren't too familiar with. Les Jepson would go on to the Sacramento Kings, and Alec Kessler would head to the Miami Heat. The top left, Tate George, New Jersey Nets. It's a pretty basic set. Eldon Campbell there, Los Angeles Lakers. Pretty basic set. If you bought packs of these, there weren't really any inserts. You could find autographs, and there were quite a number of them. However, they were pretty hard to find. Some more here. You got Jim Calhoun there. Of course, he was a longtime coach at UConn. He is now off to a smaller school, starting a program there. I can't remember what school he was with. And there's Tony Kukoc. Of course, his rookie year, much like Antonio Davis, would be 93-94, as he would stay over in Europe for a couple of years. You should be able to find these sets either on eBay or maybe at a flea market or so. Shouldn't pay more than like $5 for this. Derek Coleman, number 1 overall pick. He would go on to win the Rookie of the Year. And Kendall Gill there, another notable name. Terry Mills going to New Jersey, and Felton Spencer, Minnesota Timberwolves there. Up at the top, couple more names there. A.J. English, Dwayne Coswell go on to the Sacramento Kings. Pervis Ellison flashback, he was a number 1 overall pick. Many people would argue that he is the worst number 1 overall pick of all time. There have been a few bad ones since then. I would throw Kwame Brown, Michael Olowokandi, and Andrea Bargnani into that mix there. Almost done here, like I said. Only a 70 card set. A few more names. Greg Foster, people might remember him from the Utah Jazz. Brian Oliver would go to the 76ers. Here we have the all-rookie team. Take a look at that one. Felton Spencer at center. Your guards would be Gary Payton and Dennis Scott. And then playing out on the wing, Lionel Simmons. Probably your small forward, I would assume. And then Derek Coleman, your power forward there. Chris Jackson, some people might remember him. Better known under his other name, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. And then here is the final page. Of course, with Star Pics, you always get a David Kaplan. Kevin Pritchard, there's the Lionel Simmons there. Kevin Pritchard was a long time, I think he was a GM or a president of basketball ops for the Grizzlies. Gerald Glass would make his way to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Lance Blank would go to Detroit. So like I said, pretty basic set here. If you're a set collector, a lot of times these college cards are going to be the most cost-effective way to get yourself complete sets. And again, shouldn't pay more than $5 if you come across this set here. Really need to get a new phone for filming, since I'm always knocking this one over. Just got up for a second there. Here is a look at how the set comes. I actually got those on eBay and picked up a lot of 3 of them. Only opened 1, saved the other 2. You can see they're still sealed by Star Pics. Here's a look at the backs. Not sure what I'm going to do with these. My plan is kind of to do some giveaways, so I've been hanging on to some things like this, and sometimes I'll buy a wax box and save some packs. So hopefully we can get to a point where there's enough subscribers that we can give away some cool stuff like this. So a pretty short edition of Way Back Wednesday this week. Like I said, only a 70 card set, so we'll be keeping our video under 10 minutes. So if you're interested in giveaways and procuring yourself things like this absolutely for free, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. Also, go ahead and give us the old thumbs up. Definitely would appreciate that. That's going to do it for this edition of Way Back Wednesday, and per usual, we will be back in a couple of days for a Figure Friday. So thanks for tuning in, everyone.